everybody. This is Robyn Leslie with OnlyTheInspired.com doing another amazing interview with my friend Carol. She has been a friend of mine for 10, 12 years?
At least.
I think 12 or 13 years. And so I'm super excited to have her on here. And she's a woman of many skills, many passions. And so it's really good to have Miss Carol here. So in a couple of minutes, describe who you are and how you help people.
I am a wedding officiant and a travel agent. So in a nutshell, I can marry you and send you on your honeymoon the very next day. One-stop shop.
It that way. Yes, that's awesome. And how long have you been doing that? How did you get started? Because you weren't always in the travel industry,
Nope.
Right?
I spent, let's see, I'll back that up a little bit. I have a degree in logistics from the University of Nevada, Reno. And so I spent over 20 years in distribution management. I got tired of the corporate rat race, like so many people, and decided I wanted to own my own business. So I thought, well, what do I want to do? Love to travel. Decided I would own a travel agency. So I bought my travel agency. I ran it for a little while at the same time I was in distribution. So I have owned the travel agency. This is my 17th year. And then, yeah, it's a very good business. I love the business. And then about 5 years ago, a really good friend of mine asked me if I would marry her and her now husband. And I did. And they said, you're really kind of good at this. You should consider doing this for other people. And so I looked into it. And in my state, which is Nevada, it is actually, you have to be licensed by the state to marry people. So I went through and I jumped through all the hoops, and I am now licensed. And I have now married about 400 couples in Northern Nevada, Northern California. So I really can marry you and send you on your honeymoon the next day. So
405 years, you go, girl.
Yep.
That is awesome. And hopefully I will be on that list this
That's
year.
right.
is the goal. And yeah, we wanted to plan a little trip to Florida to see my grandma before anything happened. And so we want to take care of that before anything else. But yay, that's awesome. 400 people, Carol. That's great. So describe your ultimate, and obviously we're kind of talking about two businesses, and as a lot of you have felt the pain of the COVID, both of Carol's businesses kind of got shut down overnight. So cruises and travel shut down, and then, when you couldn't do, big weddings where you had, anywhere more than 5 people at one time or 10 people, that kind of took a toll. And so just like a lot of you hurting, it's been an adjustment for Carol. So we're kind of talking about two businesses here, and they're a little bit intertwined. So describe your ultimate vision for your business.
Well, right now, going forward, we are focusing travel on 2021 and beyond. 2020 is, there are travel opportunities, but not a lot. It's going to be opening up later this year. So we're really focusing for 2021 and beyond. And there's great things to do 2021 and beyond. And will travel be different? Sure. But like I tell everybody, things changed after 9/11, and we have all moved forward. And a lot of us, we don't even think about those changes anymore. That's the way it is. And there's actually a whole generation of people now that don't remember what it was like to travel before 9/11. And I think that it's just going to, we're just going to refocus, for going forward, and things are going to change. You're probably not going to see a lot of buffets at all inclusives or on cruise ships anymore. And that's just the way it's going to be. But that's what we're doing. We're just concentrating on 2021 travel. If anybody wants to travel in 2020, of course, let's do it. I'm ready. As far as weddings, we were on a pretty much complete hold there for a couple of months. And then I actually placed a call to the governor's office in the state of Nevada and asked if we could do small elopements with a small group of people. And I did talk directly to them and they said, yes, you can. And then right after that, things just started to just open. And we got approval to do 10 people or less. And then right after that, a couple weeks later, was 50 people or less, which is where we're at right now. People are getting married. That is one thing about weddings. You may not travel. You may not even have the budget to travel. But if you want to get married, you're going to get married. You're going to find a way to get married. You may not have a big wedding. You may have a smaller wedding, a scaled back wedding. You may not have a destination wedding. But if you want to get married, you're still going to get married. So that's been great. I've been marrying people in smaller ceremonies, backyard ceremonies, beach at Lake Tahoe kind of ceremonies. And I am booking, it's been picking up for this year. So I think the important thing to remember is never miss an opportunity to market yourself, because even if you think it's a grim reality out there, maybe it's not. Maybe there is hope. People might have hope to do something positive with their lives.
Mm-hmm. And so I know you've done some really, really cool weddings. So, so tell us about your top 2 or 3, where you did it, where that was just totally out of the norm. That was totally fun.
Probably one of my favorites is totally my husband's favorite. We had a couple that wanted to get married they wanted a snowmobile, and it was just my husband and I and the couple and the snowmobile guide. And the snow was so heavy that year that it was, we didn't even actually know we were on roads when we were snowmobiling, because the snow was up as high as the stop signs. And we went out into the valleys, and it was snowing heavily the day we were out. We went out into the middle of, it was pristine snow too. I just found a beautiful valley, went out there. She pulled a tutu on over her snowsuit, and we did the ceremony, just the 4 of us, and it was absolutely incredible. He dipped her and dropped her into the snow. She made a snow angel. Absolutely beautiful. That was a lot of fun. I also do theme weddings. So I've done Star Trek, Doctor Who, Alice in Wonderland. I've got a Victorian themed wedding coming up. I've done a couple of those up in Virginia City, which is a historic town. I love to do anything that's completely out of the box, as well as anything that's completely inside the box. But I always tell people, let's have fun. It's your day. Do whatever you want.
Absolutely. I love that. And you're a big Comic-Con, obviously. Look at that shirt. Yep. She is a Comic-Con, aficionado. She goes to just about everyone, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
love
so awesome.
Comic-Con.
So what beliefs that do you have that set you apart from your competition? And I'm a collaboration, not competition, sure. But when it comes to being married or, booking travel, you can't, use multiple people for that one event. Of course.
Well, I truly believe that when you're doing business with somebody in a personal setting, and these are both settings where I think the personal touch is important, find somebody that you really connect with. Your travel agent should be somebody that you feel you can call up and they're going to remember what you like and what you like to do on vacation, and they're going to help find that perfect vacation for you. It should be somebody that remembers that you like to go diving, and they're going to set you up on that dive vacation that you want to go on. They're going to know that, hey, you're a vegan, so don't send them to a barbecue resort, or the dude ranch that doesn't have any vegan food. Just the little things like that. Make sure you find somebody who really connects with you. And the same thing goes for somebody that's marrying you. It's obviously important to find the perfect dress, but hey, don't forget the person that's actually doing the legal part of the ceremony. If you don't connect one-on-one with that person, if you just don't have that warm fuzzy about me, I'm probably not the officiant to marry you. Mm-hmm. We're the person that's up there at the front that's going to be telling your story, that's going to connect with you, that's going to connect with your guests. So, if just, I'm not that person, don't hire me. But if I am that person and you really enjoy talking to me, then I'm probably going to be the best experience you have that day. It's just all about that personal connection. So why would I be set apart just because I am your person?
Well, and I've known Carol for a long time, and she's very good with getting details done and, finding out what your specifics are. If if these 3 things or 5 things really, really, really matter, she's going to make sure they happen. And, I know there's been lots of times when people have been on travel and issues have came up and she backed them up 100%. It's never going to be piece of cake every travel that you do, but if I know anything about Carol, she'll be there to have your back. She's one of the most determined people I know. and her husband and her daughter. Yeah.
That's right.
So what was the hardest thing to overcome when starting your business?
And it would be with my travel business, was developing a customer base. It is a very competitive business. Not so much with a lot of people. I get asked the same question all the time. Why would I book with you and I can just book it online? The answer to that is, well, do you really enjoy sitting on hold for 2 hours when you've got an issue? Or do you know all the answers to all your questions? Hey, well, what if you're going someplace new and you need some tips? Isn't it easier just to ask me? I'm free after all. So a lot of people don't understand travel agents for the most part. We're free. We don't cost anything. We may actually add something for free. But if somebody is out there and they don't realize the value add of a travel agent, they may not realize they want one. So getting a customer base is a huge thing to do when you're new. And with any business, it is the biggest thing you will probably do is building your customer base. But once you get your customers, then you start building on that. Once you have a customer, they start referring you to their friends, and then their friends refer you to their friends, and then it starts to go from there. It gains speed. But with any business, that's always going to be, I think, your biggest challenge.
Yep. And I ask this question to everybody because some people have it and some people don't. So do you have the support network of friends and family encouraging you to do this? You were in logistics, a totally different business, or is this something that you feel that you have to do and you're going to do it no matter what anybody says?
Yes. Yes. And you actually know my support network, so that's good. But not only do I have a great husband and a daughter who are always telling me, telling me you can do this, you're a rock star, but I have great friends. I have a friend who has a business in woodworking, and he's always telling everybody that I'm a rock star travel agent and you need to use my friend. She's a rock star travel agent, and he's always referring me out to everybody. And those are the kind of people that you need to have in your sphere, in your circle. Those are the people you want to know, because people that your friends are the people that are going to be your strongest supporters. And you'll be amazed that the people you think might support you, like your cousin Bob and your Aunt Tilda, that you thought were going to be your biggest supporters just because you're your family, aren't generally your biggest supporters. They may surprise you. It's going to be people that you actually really know and spend a lot of time with. Those are your biggest fans and your friends and supporters.
Love that. So what is your favorite thing about your business? And you've probably got lots of those with both of the businesses that you do.
Easiest question you could ask. I have 2 jobs that, generally make people happy. People love to travel and create new experiences. And when people are getting married, they're happy. So those are two businesses that make people happy. I went from working in corporate America, which is a difficult gig. And that's why a lot of people are looking to find their way and create their own businesses in their own way and become entrepreneurs. And it's one of the reasons that I got burned out, is because it can be a rough life being in corporate America. But I have 2 businesses that are absolutely wonderful, making people happy. You can't ask for a better gig than that.
No, no. And, especially the most, for some people, the most important day of their life. And you're
Mm-hmm.
right there, front and center,
Yep.
making it happen. That's so awesome. Yay. So, what inspires you? What are you passionate about? And it doesn't have to be business.
Animals.
I knew you were going to say that. Uh-huh.
They are, they love you no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
They are always there to support you and love you. And without my animals, I don't know what I would do.
Mm-hmm. And you've adopted, like you've been a foster home for lots of kittens and stuff like
Yes.
that throughout the time that I've known you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fostering for a long time. In fact, he's my newest foster failure right here. So, yes.
And his name's Mayhem. He is
Mayhem.
just adorable. Just adorable. Yes. So who inspires you? Who are people that you really look up to?
There's a lot of people that I've met over the years that have really inspired me. I mean, you're obviously very inspiring. Angie, we both know Angie. Mm-hmm. She's awesome, very inspiring, very positive. People like that I mean, I just love people that, like you, that you're always positive no matter what. And I think that if you can just always put on a smiley face and the positive attitude every time, everywhere you go, no matter what, that you just, that is the best thing about life, is just to always be looking at the glass half full instead of the glass half empty. And those are the people that I really, really, really enjoy. And I like to spend most of my time with and like to see on social media and that kind of thing.
Because it's a little light in the day, and sometimes when everything's negative, just look for the ones that always brighten you. Yes, yeah. I think that's super important.
And they're real people too. I mean, I could always say there's some celebrity out there or whatever that I really enjoy, but they're actual real people that I associate with.
Mm-hmm. So the last question, big question, if you could leave one tip or one golden nugget for the people listening, and it was the only thing you could say and the only chance you had to say it, what would that be?
Establish work-life balance early on.
Good tip. Yeah, a lot of people, you get so excited about the business, and especially if it's new and it's growing, that you could focus all of your time on that and then neglect the people that you live with. That's a very easy thing to happen.
Yes, especially if you're a workaholic, which I am. And it's very difficult. So make sure you set those boundaries very early on, or you'll find yourself in a deep, deep hole of work. Your family will not be happy about that.
No, and then you're going to get that resistance instead of the support. Yeah, right. Yeah, and that makes total sense. Yeah. So is there anything else that you would like to share? And then we will give everybody your website. So if they have a wedding coming up, and most likely that would be Northern Nevada, Northern California, those areas that are pretty close around us, right? Yes. But then the travel, that is countrywide.
Yep. Anybody in the United States, I can still travel to. Yes. Okay. You know what? My only other piece of advice for anybody that's starting a business is know when to say when. If it's not working out, I mean, I did have one business that did fail, or, we had to say when, because it just wasn't working out. You have to know when to say when. If it's not working out, pull the plug. Don't be afraid to say that. Don't look at yourself and say, hey, I failed. Just look at yourself and say, hey, I learned, and this is what I'm not going to do next time. That's okay.
Exactly. Yeah, because not everything's going to work out. And, if you find yourself and it's just struggle, you're hitting the wall, and then taking a hit, money-wise, sometimes you got to do that.
Yep. Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah, and there's lots of work to owning your own business.
There is.
It doesn't matter what business, there's lots of work to owning your own business for sure. So if you guys would be interested in getting married by Miss Carol and doing a theme wedding or anything like that, whatever, I don't know if she would want to skydive with you or any of that. But go to yourmemorableday.com. I love that URL. That's like perfect. So yourmemorableday.com. So that would be for the wedding stuff, and that's mostly Northern Nevada, Northern California, anywhere that's pretty close to the Reno, Nevada area. And we have Lake Tahoe that's right here. So if you wanted to do a destination wedding, that's also something you could do, is go to Lake Tahoe. It's one of the most beautiful places, and that is totally distance for Carol. And then if you're interested in booking travel and things are starting to kick up, she said there's a couple cruise lines that are starting in August. But then she could do airfare, she could do all that kind of stuff, right? You could do all travel.
All travel, all inclusives, Disneyland, want to go on a safari, you name it.
Safari sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
So then you would go to planetcruiseship.com. And again, it's all travel, not just cruise ships. And that's planetcruiseship.com.
That's me.
Yep. So I very much appreciate you joining me today. Yay.
Yay.
And I love what you're doing, and I love that you could marry people and then send them on a honeymoon all together. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yay.
Yay. And then, yeah, hopefully this year, and we got to just decide. When to do it. And if we do it smaller, it'll be an easier decision. So what are you doing next Thursday?
Whatever you want.
But anyways, thank you everybody for being here. Reach out to Carol if you're interested in either of those things. She's amazing. She'll totally have your back. And, she's a dear friend of mine that I've known for quite a while, even though we're in the same town, don't see each other that often. So anyways, thank you very much, and we will talk to you later.
Bye.